It's quietest here in the morning, but don't let that fool you. As day dawns, it's clear. But spring in Paris means more than great views. It's a season for tennis on the clay of Roland Garros. As week one nears its close, just one American is standing, but Lindsay Davenport's mind is on the only Grand Slam title she hasn't won. Advancing won't be easy. Two-time French Open finalist Kim Clijsters looms in the round of 16. 7 years ago, Carlos Moya won his only Grand Slam title here. His search for past glory leads to the imposing figure of Roger Federer. The world #1 claimed 3 major titles in 04, but the French Open proved elusive. Today, the 2 #1 players in the world in pursuit of the one title they lack, the French Open, next on NBC. The 2005 French Open, presented by Raymond James. After consecutive days of temperatures in the 90s, things cool today into the mid-60s, and it's a Sunday for leisure, for relaxation, and yes, for many, a day for tennis. At Roland Garros, the entire ladies' round of 16, plus wonderful men's matches today at the French Open. And a pleasant good Sunday morning to you all from Paris. I'm Ted Robinson, along with Mary Carrillo, John McEnroe, and Bud Collins. And right behind us on court, Suzanne Lenglen today. 2 #1 players in the world play. Neither has won this tournament. Lindsay Davenport, Mary's near the end of her career.
Right.
What do you think her chances are, especially with Kim Clijsters in her way today?
Well, it's funny that somebody who's the top seed and the #1 ranked player in the world is such a decided underdog, but Lindsay Davenport really is. She's never won the French Open. She's never had a really good look at it. She's been scratching her way just to get into this round. In the 3 majors that Lindsay Davenport did win, she didn't drop a set. Here she's dropped a set every step of the way, so this will be a rough one.
Well, Roger Federer, John, is right at the prime of his game. Today, though, he faces a former champion, Carlos Moya.
Well, he faces a former champion, yes, Ted, but he faces an injured former champion who hasn't played a lot recently, whose confidence is not what it was when he won this title. And Roger is the man. I mean, I love to watch Roger play, and if anyone could win the Grand Slam, it's Roger Federer. I expect Roger to get through pretty easily today. I'm not even sure Moya's going to make it the whole way through.
Well, already you can sense the excitement. 2 #1s taking court on Suzanne Lenglen. We'll kick it off with Lindsay Davenport when we come back to Paris. The French Open on NBC, presented by Raymond James, brought to you by Raymond James. Individual solutions from independent advisors. By Canon PowerShot digital cameras, make every shot a power shot. And by the all-new, all-wheel drive Acura RL. Court Suzanne Lenglen, in many ways, a center show court today with 2 world #1s playing on it. Lindsay Davenport facing Kim Clijsters, although this is a match where you throw the seeds out. And Kim Clijsters, twice a finalist here, has played like it in dominating Lindsay Davenport. A 20-minute first set, 6-1. Davenport holding her serve to begin the second set.
The good news for Lindsay Davenport is that she had more winners in the first game of this second set, 3, than she had in the whole first set, where she only struck 2. With 11 unforced errors, some double faults, not a clean start by any stretch. This is pretty much how it's been for Lindsay Davenport since she arrived here. First round match went 3 sets. Second round, Peng Shuai served for the match at 6-3, 5-4, 30-15, and Lindsay got out of that one. And she mixed it up again in 3 sets.
Aquafina's early round results and 3 3-setters, Mary.
And against Virginia Rosano in the last round, she had 57 unforced errors, 10 double faults, She was down love 4 in that first set. So she's had a hard time starting cleanly. And she's been saying she hasn't really, she kind of chuckles about it. She can't believe she's still in this tournament the way she's been playing.
Well, I think she's fortunate the conditions have cooled, because she's played 3 tough matches as we've seen, and this is a surface that she struggles on with her movement. That's never been her forte. And if she's feeling a little fatigued from those first 3 matches, she's going to have a tough time making today's match with Clijsters competitive.
Especially because Kim Clijsters is one of just 3 women who've come this far in the tournament without having dropped a set.
And there's been quite a few balls. There's an evidence of one shot where Lindsay just hasn't even made an attempt to run them down.
And Kim Clijsters on her road back, missing most of 2004 with a wrist injury that at one time was considered to be career-threatening. And look at how easily she's gone through her first 3 opponents.
She's got a strap around that knee that would make Darren Cahill, about 10 knee surgeries, pretty proud. I mean, she's hurt that in Berlin, sliding. It's great to watch, but you keep wondering when she would hurt herself.
She did one of those splits.
Splits.
But her big concern about clay courts was that it would hurt her wrist. Lindsay Davenport is very honest about how this is by far her worst surface. Kim Clijsters is uneasy about it because she's had her wrist surgically repaired, not her right one, by the way. Her left wrist, which she uses so much on her backhand side, it's been absorbing a lot of shock for years now. And when she re-injured the wrist, she did miss most of last year. So she had trepidation about playing the clay court season at all. Then she hurt her knee.
I wonder how much of an effort she made to work on a one-handed backhand, because she could practice and train and do everything except hit a 2-handed backhand.
She tried it, John, and she just scoffed at people who told her maybe she could continue her career with a one-handed backhand. All she could do is slice with it. She said she knew that's way too big a liability in today's power game.
Steffi grafted pretty well with it.
Yeah, but she grew up playing it like that. She had an unbelievable slice backhand.
And the return for Kim Clijsters has been astounding. I mean, she walked back out this spring on the hard courts in the U.S. Nothing but wins, including a victory over Lindsay Davenport in Indian Wells.
And in that match, Ted, Davenport got up 4-love, played flawless hard-court tennis against Clijsters, and still lost that set. So Kim Clijsters just poses an awful lot of problems. That's a good example of why she's just an incredibly good defensive player. She makes Lindsay Davenport play so many winners back. Back when she started playing in that tournament, she was ranked 137 in the world, and just a few months later, she's seated here at the French. She beat 6. Then she went on and won a second hard-court title, the NASDAQ 100 of Miami. In the span of 10 days, she beat 6 top 10 players.
Welcome back. And she'll tell you the same thing. She says clay is not my favorite surface, yet twice she's played for this championship. And amazingly, this is the first time that these two have ever played on clay. They've played 15 prior matches. Clijsters has won the last 6 of them. The first time they've ever met on this surface.
The crowd here just wants to see Lindsay make this competitive. she gets down a break here, this could be a runaway this match. Not moving out there, Ted.
And there's the break, and Kim Clijsters has Lindsay Davenport in trouble in the round of 16. Greatest moments in the French Open, presented by Raymond James. The 2003 women's final was an all-Belgian affair. Kim Clijsters taking on Justine Henin-Ardenne. Competing in just her second Grand Slam final, Henin-Ardenne looked determined throughout, rolled through the first set unscathed, and fought off a game battle from Clijsters in the second set to win the championship. A championship she had once promised her mother she would win while sitting as a child in these very stands. Justine Henin-Ardenne's first Grand Slam win, the first for her country. And what an amazing day that was 2 years ago. A country, Belgium, that neighbors France, but a country the size of the state of Maryland, producing two of the greatest women's tennis players. And both of them are on the road back. Justine Henin-Ardenne has won 20 consecutive matches on clay. She'll be playing today as well as the entire women's round of 16 plays. Think of this, while these two great players, both of whom have been #1 in the world, meet each other. She says that knee's about 90%. That was her last, after her last match.
It's up to 95.
She can do that.
Pull that off.
Ooh. So just think, you have these two players playing in the round of 16. You also have a match going on between Cecil Karantancheva, who's ranked 98 in the world, and Emmanuel Gagliardi, ranked 105 in the world. They're also playing for a spot in the quarterfinals at the same time as this match.
I predict it will be more competitive in this match.
Cecil is the 15-year-old who beat Venus Williams in the last round.
Let's play in service.
Lindsay never looks like she's totally enjoying herself on the court, but this, so you could tell the grind of playing on the clay by looking at her. And Lindsay chose not to play any of the European warm-up events.
Well, she says that, you know, she's just got, at this point in her career, you know, she's nearing age 30. She's married. Her priorities have shifted. She took time off. She says she won't have time off again till October. Her whole attitude is basically, look, I'll come on over,
right,
you know, and if it goes well, it goes well.
Similar to Pete Sampras near the end?
Similar to Pete Sampras, exactly. You know, she likes the fast court. She likes playing on hard courts and on the grass at Wimbledon. Honestly, I think this is exactly the round she expected to get to. She's obviously going to be playing Wimbledon, then she's going to play a full hard-court summer, including playing Fed Cup, and then the U.S. Open.
Hands up.
She's had plenty of injuries as well, Davenport, especially on her knee.
Would she have feared that had she done, let's say, what Andre Agassi did by playing several of the warm-up events, she might have had the same fate physically as Andre suffered here?
Yeah. And again, she knows it's a real long shot for her to win the French.
I don't think Andre hurt his back or sciatica or hip or whatever it was because he played those tournaments. I mean, I think he was attempting to get himself some level of confidence.
Of course, he won this back in '99.
Lindsay's played in this match. The longest rally. And the crowd is urging her on. If she could respond in some way, sort of make the crowd at least feel that she actually wants to win this. The same as Henman at Wimbledon, because I always cover his matches, and you keep saying, use the crowd to your advantage, and it doesn't seem like he does that. And Lindsay certainly is not thrilling the crowds with her energy level right now. The look is as if she doesn't even want to be on the court.
Madame Davenport.
So Lindsay Davenport with a hold. Clijsters still a set and a break ahead in the round of 16. Lindsay Davenport continues to hold the #1 rank, although Maria Sharapova is breathing heavily down her back on that. Of course, Lindsay had a great end to last year.
She's had a good year this year.
Yes.
In the Australian Open, she really had her look against Serena Williams in the final. And then Serena just really played, the last 2 rounds she played really showed that she can still win majors when she puts her mind to it. And Lindsay won an American clay court title at Amelia Island, then didn't play much, and that's why she's so close in the ranking points now with Sharapova. And again, when asked about that, Lindsay said, look, I could have played more tournaments and, you know, kept my ranking, kept my points up, but at this point in her life, what she really is hoping for is to win one more major. And she's not counting on this one. She's counting on Wimbledon or the Open. That's fine with Sharapova.
And I guess it is.
Sharapova's whole thing is, all right, Linz, that's, you know, step to the side. I'll take over the #1 rank.
And there's a real contrast here, because you look at a Kim Clijsters who, before her wrist injury, was probably the Iron Man of the women's tour. She played every week. And because of that, ascended to #1. And Lindsay now at a point in her career where she's got to ration her play.
Can't count.
Well, that looked pretty good.
Well, you take a look at that, but this actually gives Lindsay a chance to get into this match. She's picked up her game the last few games.
Yeah,
the ball was wide. She's got a chance here because Clijsters has tightened up. I'll bet you Clijsters would tell you, Ted, that part of the reason she got her wrist injuries was because she was playing too much.
Same concern some people close to Maria Sharapova have begun to voice in the early stages of her career.
And that was a very tight game for Clijsters.
So Davenport has the setback level. Now we invite you to log on to NBCSports.com for the latest French Open news and results. You'll check out Bud Collins' analysis on the hottest topics, including the weather. We'll see Andre Agassi again at Roland Garros, all at NBCSports.com.
This is where Lindsay needs to play a good, solid game mentally. Not make any easy mistakes. That's a lazy-looking shot there.
service.
Any other surface, Davenport feels confident about hitting winners. Already in this match, Davenport has struck what would be winners on any other court. But Clijsters is, again, so good on defense. On clay, it's just very, very hard for Davenport to hit winners. And she doesn't trust her movement enough to stay in some of these rallies. Sometimes it looks like she sort of quits a point. She knows she can't hustle. Not a little roadster out there. She's a hitter, a pure hitter.
Yes, halt.
I thought the only shot Davenport had going into this match is to serve very well and to return very well. First strike stuff. Keep the feet out of it as much as possible.
I think the other chance that she has is the fact that Clijsters has come in as the big favorite and that she has not risen to the occasion in the past.
Is that big enough? Serving? Not big enough.
Look what's happening when she misses the first serve.
Clijsters has not yet won a major. This is a good recovery here. And this is going to give Clijsters something to think about if she can hold in a change size with Davenport finally in the lead.
That's a big miss. That would have given her the first lead of the match.
Davenport.
After Clijsters struck this, oops, and there's another little slide there, which, again, one more reason why Clijsters says this is not her favorite surface either. She needs traction to play her game.
There's Davenport holding her serve. On serve at 4-3 Davenport. A beautiful late spring in Paris. We've been blessed with remarkable temperatures today. The heat is broken. Although the dry weather, at least for now, continues. Today, I think you would say would be a wonderful day for these players to play. Not a lot of glaring sun.
Yeah, so.
The breeze not as strong as yesterday. And here on Court Suzanne Lenglen, two world #1s playing today. Lindsay Davenport and then later Roger Federer. And there Davenport has found some range.
Clijsters' wrist injury was so serious, requiring surgery and then being put in a cast for another couple of months last fall, that she said that if you'd given her a contract last year to sign that said that she could come back and be a top 20 player in the world, she'd have signed it in a minute. She was already trying to figure out what else she might do.
That's the frightening moment, right? For every athlete,
Yeah.
and someone so
She thought
young,
it was over.
You start thinking, what will I do?
Well, she's got a younger sister Elke, who plays well and has some camps in Belgium. I mean, she's already thinking about doing that kind of stuff.
Well, whatever she thought about John on that changeover, Clijsters responded well. Strong game.
Well, she was obviously frustrated letting Lindsay back in the match. You see the top half. It looks like Clijsters has got a chance, certainly, to go all the way to the final.
So I guess you don't like Davenport's chances anymore.
Not to go all the way to the final.
Yeah.
Of course, there's Dementieva, who was a finalist here last year.
Anytime you win at a tournament as tough as this, you need some luck. And she's gotten a little bit lucky here. There's an example of the point there that the ball was going wide, hit the net, went in. So things are shifting in Lindsay's favor just a little bit. She could have been out of this match already.
For all the patchy play that Davenport has shown at Roland Garros this year, she says she's actually very proud of the fact that she's still around. She's competing so much better than she's playing.
She played such a good defensive shot, Lindsay, there. And then clips the net with the ball that you just feel like she's got any chance she's got to make those type of shots. She looked out of the point. You can see Clijsters is a lot tighter than she was about 10 minutes ago.
When she does get tight, it's the forehand that shows it. Davenport would do well to aim there in these tense moments.
She looked up at the chair as if to question the first serve. She rushed to hit that second serve. Used the same ball, just never seemed like she would have the rhythm, and sure enough, she double faults. This Clijsters a break point now to serve for the match.
That's nicely done. Then attacking into the Clijsters forehand.
That shot there from the Clijsters is very tentative. She just pushed the ball back in the court, and Lindsay takes control of a point. That's where she's very dangerous.
So many missed serves in such a key game. again to the net. And well done again. She's such a good volleyer, Davenport. She's got great soft hands.
Davenport.
She's won plenty of doubles titles to prove that point. So is Clijsters.
So a big save there for Lindsay Davenport to stay in the second set. The French Open presented by Raymond James. Our round of 16 coverage today will be featuring the world's #1 players. Lindsay Davenport trying to stay in this round of 16 match with Kim Clijsters.
I'll tell you, she's got a good chance to level this match at 1 set all. Look to be out of it. Her game has improved considerably, while Clijsters has gone the other way. Much more tentative. That's exactly what she didn't want to do. Missed the return. And Clijsters didn't even have to hit a ball. She seems ripe for a double fault.
Tompkins.
There's a double fault. Try to hit. She sometimes can be inexplicably tries to hit her first serve and the second serve. Just go for too much. At a time like this, unusual decision.
That's premier service.
My elbow's starting to hurt.
Right.
Watching.
And she did it there. There's very little speed difference between
And she
the first
rushes.
and
She's
second.
starting to rush. Playing a lot faster.
End of the first set. Clijsters had 3 double faults in 1 game. Again at the net, and that's too tough a pass.
Avantage, Mademoiselle
Lindsay's
Clijsters.
done a very good job, and she's come to the net a lot more than Clijsters. It's a good effect.
Look at her coming in there. She leaned to right, and her balance was off. She just couldn't recover for that shot.
Égalité.
Only the 3rd time that Lindsay was not able to convert it net.
Well, usually these two will come in on big approach shots. So most of the time, the volleys can be relatively easy.
That's a tough return right into the forehand side.
Davenport.
Incredible. Look, it's set point. And this match is going to be level if she wins this point.
Watching the first set, which took all of 20 minutes. You would never have imagined Lindsay would get to this point.
Down in the second.
Well, Clijsters answers with her 5th ace.
It's fair to say that Lindsay Davenport has taken a scenic tour into this round.
Avantage, mademoiselle Clijsters.
And it's Clijsters with a save this time. For 5 all. Our Cadillac tournament summary. Cecil Kartancheva defeated Venus Williams, and the 15-year-old Bulgarian of Via, Florida, is playing right now for a chance to reach the quarters. Not surprisingly, on the men's side, there may be 6 Argentines in the round of 16 and 4 Spaniards.
Kartancheva won the first set.
Cecil, a couple of years ago, came from Bulgaria. Nick Bollettieri's tenant begged Bollettieri to have a look at her. And he said he didn't have time, but he sent one of his coaches out to watch her. Soon after, she was rewarded a scholarship. She just wanted to get on his radar. And now she's a set away from being into the second week of Roland Garros. Last year, she won the junior title here as a 14-year-old.
I'll tell you, though, Nick's still looking good. Yeah. He gets up every day at 5 a.m. He's training still, and the guy's unbelievable. Like my wife. It's hard to keep track in there. What number is it? Oh, just 8. Just 8. Okay.
With this.
Living a full life. I believe Nick is in his 70s, right? Yeah, 72 or 3, right?
Yeah.
But just think about after Sharapova last year, and if this young Bulgarian girl emerges this year, back-to-back years out of that academy.
A lot of great players have trained there. Oh, man, 40 Love is suddenly 40-30 on her 7th double fault.
Well, at least it's still 40-30. That's why getting those 40 Love leads are so key. Still in position to hold here. Good serve.
Good. Madame Davenport.
And so there's the hold for Davenport.
Madame Davenport,
Kim Clijsters will try to force the second set to a tiebreak. Well, Kim Clijsters rolled through the first set in just 20 minutes. Lindsay Davenport finding a rhythm in the second set, and now Clijsters trying to force this to a tiebreak.
Let's not forget that Clijsters was also up 3-1 in the second set. Appeared to be on cruise control. And she's found herself in a bit of trouble here now, trying to finish this round of 16 match off. That forehand's becoming a problem for her. Jerking up, and she's just not finishing her shot. Gotten tentative, and with the racket she uses, the strings that are out there these days, the ball's really going to fly on you if you lose your confidence.
That was her 15th forehand error.
You think back to the 2 years ago, the first set of the final against Justine, when we saw a shocking amount of this. Kim Clijsters. She lost that set at love. As a 17-year-old, she came so close to winning this championship. 12-10 third set against Jennifer Capriati.
Yep, she's down a couple more set points here. She's playing almost as fast as Johan Kriek used to play. He's not wasting time. I thought that was going to bounce over.
No help.
12 counts.
One more chance for Davenport. And there it is. Lindsay Davenport rebounds and will play a third and decisive set. On NBC, presented by Raymond James, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Hyatt Gold Passport. Visit goldpassport.com to join and for more details. And by Harris Direct Online Investing, the straight stuff. A third set. Court Suzanne Longlon, Davenport to serve. That is her first ace.
Well, she's won every other match in 3 sets. And the conditions have cooled considerably, which I believe helps Lindsay. She has taken advantage of this lapse from Clijsters. Give her credit for making this a real match now. She's, at the moment, clearly has the momentum.
First set in these championships that Clijsters has lost.
She's trying to hit her way out of trouble now. Clijsters hitting harder and harder, and it's not happening for her. It's a dangerous person to try that against, Lindsay, because that's the way she likes to play.
And just Lindsay just punishing Clijsters' forehand. So an easy hold in the first game.
The match was 6-1, 3-1. Looked to be a complete mismatch. But at that time, things changed. Lindsay started to move a little better, started to hit some more winners. And Clijsters' game dropped considerably. If she keeps this up, she's going to lose this set in 20 minutes. Clijsters, the way Lindsay did in the first set.
And the soccer heritage showing. Her father, a champion soccer player in Belgium. She has the strong legs of her father, but that doesn't make up right now for a forehand that's gone away.
She's got some pretty good pop on the serve. She could be well served to get some nice easy points. Take some pressure off herself. Got to slow down though.
It's almost as though Clijsters is telling herself, that's it. Just roll over that forehand. Hit it. It's been a while since she had a winner from that win.
That's the safe shot. The low part of the net, cross court with some spin. That's getting the percentage up.
Well, that's a beautiful drive from Davenport. Davenport knows that Clijsters loves running her around, and she tries to run her from side to side. She wants Lindsay having to do an awful lot of lateral movement. But Lindsay was up to it there. Her mom was a gymnast. Explained some of those moves.
Right.
I think a lot of us always expected that Clijsters' first big injury would be her ankles, because she does those splits so often, and not just on a clay court. Her dad, very famous in Belgium for his soccer playing days. And he had a career-threatening knee injury back when he played soccer, and he helped him get through her injury last year.
Madame Davenport.
Told her to keep believing in herself, but right now, belief must be a hard thing for her to be finding.
7 doubles, or excuse me, that's 8 for Clijsters and 2 games for Davenport.
Hands up. Yes, halt.
She has just broken down the Clijsters forehand. Kim's just lost so much faith in that stroke. She starts taking it later and later. That's when she's better with it. She's got to keep it out in front of her.
Even that shot, Mary, I mean, she hit an excellent return. This is a pretty easy ball. I mean, she really hit the cover off this and hit that awful hard. That's risky there at 30 all, trying to get back in this match.
Davenport, Clijsters right back with a break. On serve in the third. Third set. Clijsters with a break back. Get level, serving at 1-2.
This is what helps Kim Clijsters win so many tough matches. Even when her strokes go off, her legs take over. And she's done these last couple of games, she's run down some terrific shots from Davenport, gotten them back, spat them back at her. That is not something Davenport relies on. Davenport's got to hit her way through a win.
And there's Kim's mother on what is in France today, Mother's Day. And suddenly back to 2-all, third set. Later today, the drive to Arena Bowl 19 kicks off 4 divisional playoff games on NBC. All 8 teams eyeing the AFL's biggest prize. Most will see Tampa Bay versus Georgia. There'll be live look-ins to all 4 games, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, today on NBC.
Hands up.
And there's your point there, Lindsay Davenport, when she can sit there and just hit the ball. So beautiful.
Oh, she's such a pure ball striker. And that's
she uses her height so well to find angles. She doesn't hit it as hard as some of the other players, but hard enough to really be effective.
She places the ball so well. Before she won a major, I always thought that she didn't use her serve enough. She didn't take full advantage of her height. And she beefed that up, and everything changed. The problem is when Davenport's serve fails her, the rest of her game goes down dramatically. That's her 8th double fault. Adam Peterson, her coach of the last several years. She'd been injured so much in the last couple of years that the word retirement was certainly coming up an awful lot last season. She had a healthy season and got to 2 Grand Slam semis. Wimbledon and the US Open. So this guy's got a job for a while.
On serve in the third. The French Open on NBC, presented by Raymond James, brought to you by Crestor. Visit Crestor.com and ask your doctor if Crestor is right for you. By Lincoln Financial Group, providing powerful resources to help you say hello future. And by Cadillac and the all-new STS Breakthrough. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday morning tennis with us from Paris, and we'll be back with you next weekend. We'll have men's semifinal action Friday morning, 10 a.m. in all time zones, and then live coverage of the ladies' championship Saturday and the men's championship Sunday from Roland Garros.
I'll tell you one thing, I was sure wrong about this, because it's 6-1, 3-1. It didn't look like it would be much of a match.
You were wondering what time the flight was, right?
And it has become quite the battle out there. Davenport with a great chance to win this. Clijsters has let her back in, and Lindsay has taken advantage. Considering that Clijsters has a winning record, it's beaten her 6 straight times. They're playing on clay, which is Lindsay's worst surface. Improbable result here.
Absolutely.
Have a look. Guess which set Kim Clijsters lost? And Davenport continues to hammer it. She really, this is, if she wins this one, she'll be funny about it. I mean, she's very funny and articulate anyway. And she did not practice much for the clay courts, believe me. She practiced a little bit on clay. Then she went on a vacation, a Mexican vacation with her husband. And then she showed up here.
She's 2 games away from postponing that trip home.
Don't give Andre any ideas. Be in Mexico next year.
Lindsay Davenport, who played for the Australian Open Championship and admitted she just flat hit the wall like an endurance athlete in the 3rd set against Serena Williams.
Well, keep in mind, too, that she got into the doubles final with her great friend Karina Mararia. So, yeah, she was absolutely exhausted, had no energy left for that women's final, and it showed.
She had a great first set. She looked like she could run through the match.
Had the double disappointment last year, losing to young Russians in the semis of both Wimbledon and the U.S. Open.
Be ironic because she was up a set in the break to Sharapova at Wimbledon. She was up against Kuznetsova, just dominating her, lost all those matches, and yet now, where it looked like she was going to get blown out, she's the one that's come back. Talk about unpredictable, this thing.
Well,
women's game is just hard to call.
And right. We shouldn't be surprised. Exactly, gifting it right back, perhaps. That love 40.
At this point, I'm not sure Clijsters is all that thrilled about servings.
Clijsters step as she runs back to the chair. Davenport's edge gone. On serve again. A glorious weekend in Paris. This is the first day in a while that we haven't seen a lot of the sun. And the players may all stand up and applaud for that. Although Clijsters' problems, boy, you hit that round on the head. The serving problems, 10 double faults. And isn't Lindsay Davenport, I mean, just you can, the shrewd bettors, one after another,
Oh, yeah.
relentlessly hitting to it.
Yep. That one goes wide.
If you're hitting as many unforced errors on the forehand side, Clijsters, why would you run around the ball there and try to hit another forehand, jerk it wide? Of course, she's down love 40 now. I'd be running around my forehand to hit backhands.
Hands count.
And the 11th double fault for Clijsters, 2 more in that game. And now Lindsay Davenport will serve for a spot in the quarters.
She has not beaten Clijsters in 2.5 years. And it's interesting, Lindsay's coach Adam Peterson said that yesterday Lindsay was nice and loose and just kind of relaxing, but in today's practice before this match, she was missing something, was kind of grouchy about it, which he liked to see. I mean, in other words, she cared. She knew that she had a chance. And even though it was a dismal start, I mean, she was down a set in a break. She obviously took herself seriously. Of all places, her first win in so long on her worst surface. After a wretched road to this round.
Lindsay Davenport has played her first Roland Garros in 1993. She's missed a couple with injury, but she's only been to the quarterfinals 3 times. The last time, 1999.
The days off will really help her. You know, the veteran needs a little rest because the surface itself is a little easier on her body.
Left, first service.
Talk about a late call.
Damian service.
Forehand again off for Clijsters and 3 match points. And there's the win for Lindsay Davenport. And how bizarre is it to say the #1 player in the world wins in an upset?
That is a big upset.
And for the first time in 6 years, Lindsay Davenport reaches the quarters at Roland Garros. She made the semis once in '98. And so, American tennis hopes are not quite dead yet.
That is a tremendous effort from Davenport, who has not played anywhere close to her best tennis, but has competed her way into the quarters, playing the winner of Mary Pierce, another player like Clijsters, who hadn't yet dropped the set, and Patty Schnieder, the very crafty lefty. I'll bet this is one of the most satisfying majors of her career.
Certainly this, as John, you coined it perfectly, improbable result. Down a set and a break. Lindsay Davenport, having lost 6 consecutive matches to Kim Clijsters, comes back to beat her on clay. Who'd have thunk it? Roger Federer still to come on our coverage of the French Open on NBC. While definitely not a shock, it's a surprise. Lindsay Davenport knocks out 2-time finalist Kim Clijsters. And for the first time in 6 years, Lindsay Davenport advances where she may not have thought she could, the quarters at Roland Garros. And just a moment ago, Lindsay sat down with our Bud Collins.
Lindsay Davenport, that was fantastic. You're down 6-1, 3-1. Were you thinking about plane flights home?
Yeah, you know, I came in here not really feeling all that great. I hadn't played all that well here, and obviously when you lose significant amount of times to somebody, you're never that confident going in. But, you know, slowly I was able to turn the match around and didn't start off well. And obviously you never want to be in that predicament, 1-6, 1-3. But, you know, I was able to hang in there like I have been the last few matches, and slowly my game started coming around a little bit, and she started giving me some errors, and next thing I knew, I was serving for the match. It happened all so fast.
She had beaten you 6 straight times, but you had never played her on clay before.
Yeah, I never played her on clay, but I would have thought that would have actually favored her quite a bit. I mean, I would prefer to play someone on a hard court or a faster court, but, you know, I don't know. I guess it just was my day, I guess.
It was a wonderful day. You broke down her forehand. Was that the plan?
It started off to be the plan. I mean, in the beginning, she was hitting it really well, and I wasn't able to get on top of balls. But towards the latter stages of the second set, I noticed a lot more errors coming from that side, and so I tried to definitely aim my balls more to that side, and seemed to work. Seemed to give me a lot more errors, and she wasn't able to control the points as well as she could out with her backhand.
You were 2 holds away in the 3rd set, and then you were broken. What was your spirit like then?
You know, probably okay because it's clay. I think, you know, you expect a few more breaks on clay, and if it was grass and I was serving 4-2 and got broken, it probably would have been a bit more traumatic than just kind of hanging in there on clay, knowing she hadn't served all that well the whole match and giving me some double faults. And so I felt confident, even though you never want to get broken up 4-2, I still felt like I was playing a lot better and had a chance.
And you were. You're the last of the American Mohicans. Thank you, Lindsay Davenport.